So today's video is going to be a tag response video. So I was tagged in by my good friend Sammy over at Sammy G's World of Movies. I'm sure everyone knows Sammy, but if you don't, go check this man out. He's got some great content over on his channel. Lovely guy in the community as well. So the challenge is, if you did a horror all-nighter, Sammy sort of put down that he's going to do one for 4 movies basically for himself. What 4 movies would you choose if you were going to do a horror all-nighter, and you could have a cinema basically play 4 movies pretty much back to back to see you through the night into the early hours of the morning? So I've got my 4 movies. It wasn't too hard for me. I know 4 movies, well 3 at least, especially straight off the bat I wanted to go see at the cinema. 2 of these, I think, 2 out of the 4 that I've picked here, I have actually been kind of lucky enough to see on a big screen. So I go to a horror festival most years, and they just do back-to-back movies. Yeah, for at least one day. It's gradually got, I think the last one we just went to was 3 days pretty much, or 2.5 days solid. But yeah, so we did a whole chunk of movies there. So over the years, I've actually seen a couple of these movies on the big screen, and they were amazing to see on the big screen. All of these movies I would have probably been a bit too young to actually go and see at the cinema. So these are ones that, yeah, I would love to see on the big screen. And to see them back to back for 4 movies for the night would be amazing. So without further ado, let's get on with what the 4 movies are. So the first movie of choice for me is there's a loose theme to this kind of like showing, if you like, for the 4 movies. So I guess my loose theme would be remakes. So yeah, these are all going to be remakes of some incarnation. And the first one, it would be...
Because there's no one like you left.
Body Snatchers. The invasion continues.
That's right, so that is Body Snatchers. So this one I don't think gets talked about enough. I absolutely love this film. I've mentioned it quite a few times on the channel. But yeah, basically it's, I believe, 3rd remake. So I think there was one in the 50s, one in the 70s, obviously. And yeah, then this one, which was probably late 90s. I should check beforehand. But yeah, this movie would be the first choice for me. I absolutely love the special effects in this one. And it's not the biggest, best movie in the world, but there's just something about it that connects with me specifically. So yeah, my first choice for my first movie on the night would be Body Snatchers, The Invasion Continues, to kick us off in our cinema all-nighter. So as we've sort of like eased ourselves in with a bit of Body Snatchers, the second film I think I would throw on after that one on the big screen is one I've actually seen on the big screen, and that is...
The Blob. Terror has no shape.
That's it, so that is The Blob. So yeah, again, a remake in the 80s for this one. I saw this on the big screen. It was so nice to see this with an audience watching it. And after we came out of watching this film, I was sort of listening to people's views and opinions on it as they come out, and just sort of like had a little short 5-minute break. And the amount of people that said they hadn't seen it either before, or they hadn't seen it in so long, and they enjoyed it so much when they saw it again. Yeah, it just really amazed me. I've always loved this film, a bit like Body Snatchers. I kind of always think of these two together for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's the sort of the special effects type things in them. This one's arguably got better special effects, or at least more of them. But yeah, this would be the second one on my all-night horror movie marathon. Okay, so third movie on my picks of the horror movies for an all-nighter would be...
Help me. Please, help me.
Is The Fly remake. So again, another 80s movie, another remake movie, and another one that I did see on the big screen. This is one of the first movies I saw actually on the big screen through the horror sort of festival that I go to each year. And yeah, this one, I'd forgotten how much I loved this until I saw it on the big screen. You see it up there again with an audience. It just has a slightly different feel to watching it on your own. Still good on your own, but yeah, just something slightly more special seeing it massively up on a big screen there with loads of people else enjoying it and watching it with you. But yeah, Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. So the last movie on the list of films that I would watch or program for a horror movie all-nighter, as the evening's continuing now and we would be sort of hitting the early hours of the next morning by this stage, I think what better film to leave your audience with than... That's right, so that's John Carpenter's The Thing. So granted, not the most original list in the world here, but I think this one would be a perfect one to end on, where it's cold, everyone's a bit tired, a little bit, groggy. And yeah, what a great film to be set in the snow and ice when you're a little bit chilly, it's really dark outside, you're a bit like fatigued, you're kind of just sitting there, and when you get out, it leaves you obviously with the audience with a bit of a kind of an open-ended ending, if you like. So yeah, fantastic movie. Obviously everyone knows about The Thing, and I think it'd be the perfect one to end a horror movie marathon on. So that would be my fourth choice. That's John Carpenter's The Thing. So thanks once again to Sammy for tagging me in this video. I'm a bit late to the party now for my response. I don't get much time to record videos, so I've had to wait a while for this to sort of come around. So I'm not quite sure who's left that hasn't been tagged, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to tag for this one. I know this man has been sort of like dabbling in horror a bit more this year, and he's a bit maybe not as seasoned as some of the horror viewers maybe that are watching this channel. However, I would like to hear what his top 4 movies that he would like to watch on the cinema on a big screen back to back for an all-nighter. And now he's sort of dipping his toe a bit further into the horror world. And that is my good friend AP over at Mr. Movie Cheer, the Movie Cheer podcast. So, yep, if you could do a video, pal, then that'd be great. Obviously, there's no pressure if you don't get time, I understand fully. And again, let's see my other friend here, Bryn, over at Horrorhands. I don't think you've been picked yet, mate. If you have, then I apologise. Or equally, if you haven't just got the time to do it, then feel free to skip out. But yeah, again, a big horror fan, obviously. And yeah, I would love to hear what his 4 choices would be to see on the big screen with an audience. If you could tailor one of his own sort of like screenings for an overnighter. So yep, that's Bryn over at Horrorhands and Mr. AP over at the Movie Cheer podcast. So thanks, guys. Hopefully I'll see your responses soon. And thanks for watching. Thanks, bye.